Welcome to Rangers Daft. It is your offshoot podcast from Football Daft, where we talk all things Rangers. In the company usually with Stephen Purdon, but he is going missing. He's actually at Ibrox. He put up a picture on Twitter of him in the press room. Wonder if he had to pay to get into that, Grado, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know, but is that what you say, how he couldn't do this podcast today?
Because the Wains are off. He's been he's got big projects going on at the moment. Big projects going on.
Oh, we know about that.
We know about that, but we can't say anything about that. But listen, you're a stalwart of Football Daft. I would say, consistent, always here, Grado. A bit like Sasa Papach, you know what I mean? Always a consistent performer on Football Daft, and you're here. We always get joined by a guest pundit from our Patreon. If you want to sign up and be a guest pundit, patreon.com/Football Daft. You know that by now. He's no stranger to Rangers Daft. He's been on it a couple of times before. Rangers Daft himself. It's Scotty Kirkwood. How you doing, Scotty?
Thanks, Scott.
Good, mate. How are you?
All good, mate.
Very good. Scott, we've asked you your favourite player. We've asked you your favourite moment. We've been asking the last couple of weeks. What's your favourite Rangers strip?
Oh, right. See, I'm shite with the years in that. What's the one? The one that I like. The one that they had when they played Leeds.
Oh, 92, 93.
Lager.
The away one, the white one.
Right, aye.
Funny you say that, mate, because
Did that have the red shoulders?
Aye,
red and blue.
Right.
I had to tear my hut down at the weekend. It took me about 8 hours, brutal, pouring piss and rain. And I've got a snidey version of that. Ken how they do that now? I bought it a couple of years ago.
I've got a DH gate up the stairs.
Aye, but here, does it fit you?
That one does, but no, I've got a few that didn't.
What size did you get it in?
By the way, believe it or not, a double XL and it was alright.
Listen, I got a double XL and it's like a medium on me. And I was like, I couldn't throw it out, but I tried it on again. It's like a fucking belly tap on me.
Oh, they're a joke.
Aye, but it's a beautiful tap, but I love these strips.
Yeah. Good strip. Scotty, you saw the game at the weekend, but it was in unusual circumstances.
I was on. I watched it in Disneyland on my phone, and a pub. The only benefit of it, there was no commentary, so didn't have to listen to Craig for 90 minutes. Right,
I need to rewind a wee bit here, Scott. Right, who were you in Disneyland with?
My wife.
Right, so your wife was quite happy for you. You're in the most magical place on earth, right? She was quite happy for you to fuck off to the pub and watch the Rangers game on your iPhone when you were playing Annan.
No, that was all right because we went back to the hotel to get changed before our dinner. So I had a wee hour bit in between. So we were all good. I mean, the wee bar guy didn't have a clue what was going on. Trying to explain to him Scottish football.
What did you have for your dinner?
What did I have that night?
Because I've been to France once, never again. Didn't enjoy it at all.
No, I visited French food. We went to an American diner.
I love it, aye.
I needed a few in that for me. Like, but no, I went to an American diner.
Fuck me, you two Luddites here. French cuisine is some of the finest in the world. All the good chefs are French, man.
No, but it's hard to, like, wee cafes and that, like, see if you ask, is it Croker Monsieur? It's like a kind of roasted cheese thing. Right. You ever heard of that? John? No.
Yeah.
I went in 2014. Funnily enough, see the guy that fixed my broadband, he says I met you in France in 2014. That's funny you say that.
Is that Tiger?
No Tiger.
Right,
no,
okay.
This guy's a hero. I'll tell you about him later.
Let's talk a couple of stories that have come out in the press. Just today announced that 900 away supporters are going to be allowed in for the remaining 2 Old Firm League derbies. Stuart Robertson says there'll be an away allocation for the next 2 games. It will be the allocation we've had the last couple of years going into next year, and the succeeding years after that, as far as I can see, it will still be going at that level. I'm comfortable with where we are in terms of the away fans allocation. I mean, obviously back in the day it was 7,500 people, supporters that would go into at Celtic Park and at Ibrox. What have you made of this, guys? Obviously from a Rangers perspective, means more supporters can get into the ground. Probably, more of an atmosphere. But do you think it takes away from the fixture?
Myers had splintered on it, to be honest. I didn't. I mean, so folks say it hangs the atmosphere, like what Bob said. See the last All Firms at Ibrox? They're up their way, just as good All Firm games I've ever been to. I think the only way around it now, if they were going to increase it, would be like what we do at the Europeans. I think it's like 2,500 or something.
I know exactly what you're talking about. when young boys were here a couple of years ago for a European tie, they had like the enclosure and then just a wee bit of BR5. I think it came to about maybe 3,000 fans.
Right.
Something like that.
And it's funny
why they're going to get it sorted now.
I totally agree with you because I'm against having no fans. I know what Bob was saying, the atmosphere and stuff like that, and I'm sure a lot of Celtic fans will probably agree that the last time we played them the other week, they probably loved it as well. But they've got to have fans, man. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a bit. When they say it's childish, it's not childish. Folk feel strongly about it, and folk take it really, really serious, and it's causing a lot of arguments. Folk. Away supporters that want to get it so they can get their allocation back to try and get to Celtic Park and stuff like that. We're not going to hear the end of this one. We certainly are for the next couple of years until it is resolved. But I don't know how much it should be because there is an argument about the Rangers fans when they get put to Celtic Park, they get put away in the corner and they can't be seen in the telly. Then when Celtic come to Ibrox, they've got the full stone and it needs to be worked to. But I'm definitely. I'm glad that there's going to be some more fans because you want to win and celebrate in front of the away fans. That's what it's all about. Going to the Old Firm games, the first thing you do is you look to them and start getting a finger and all the rest of it. That's what it's all about.
Aye.
So I mean, ideally, Grady, you're thinking if you get that 2,500-3,000 in the away, you just kind of add to it, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's. I was tuning to Talk Sport this morning. They were kind of going on about it again. They just find it. I mean, obviously there was a scenario at the start of the season, wasn't it? Because of the COVID red zone.
Aye.
It wasn't just as cut and dry as we're not allowing Celtic fans in. It was to do with red zones and stuff like that. But they keep beating on about it down south as well. They kind of get over it. They think it's daft, which I suppose when they're trying to thing with the Old Firm brand and all that shit in it, I suppose.
You wonder if Sky have forced their hand a wee bit on this as well, saying, listen, we need to get a wee bit allocated.
There's rules to it, I know. I don't think that there's a rule in place up here as I know, and for away fans need an allocation to a match.
You would suspect so. I don't actually know. We need to look into that ahead of the Football Daft podcast this week.
The arguments on both sides, especially now that, I suppose Celtic will be the same. See, now that you've got season ticket orders there, it's impossible to move folk that have paid their money.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true as well. Well, we'll see what happens with that. Stuart Robertson also said, in being questioned about the budget, says we don't budget to be in the Champions League. Just to play down the suggestions that you would need to sell players if you don't win the Scottish Premiership this year. Do you believe him?
I mean, I'll just go on Twitter. Every Celtic fan's a fucking financial expert.
I mean...
The way the Annan looked good, so if we have to go back down there, then fine.
But do you think, I mean, Rangers, I guess it's... After everything that you guys have been through, you've got to watch the pennies, so you have got sellable assets, but obviously Stuart Robertson, you won't have to sell any players if you don't win the Scottish Premiership. And we keep forgetting, even if you don't win the Scottish Premiership, it's not game over, do you know what I mean? Because you can still qualify for the Champions League. Everyone keeps forgetting that, You
do forget that, but you want to be guaranteed.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, look at us last year as we, fucking, what do you call them, Malmo?
Malmo, yeah.
Malmo, aye.
Aye. Well, again...
Is it definitely?
So first, winners get into the group stages. The second ones, I can't remember what stage of the Champions League qualifying you need to go into.
It's weird for like third and fourth as well, is it? Like they miss out in Europa and go straight into that conference.
Did it?
It's something like, if Rangers are Celtic, by the way, I could be totally wrong here. I've got a couple of pals that are Hearts and Hibs fans. And I think it's something like Rangers or Celtic, we need to win the Scottish for the third place to get like a Europa. That could be a lot of shite, but it was something like that.
All right. I don't know. We need to look into that.
It's a weird one.
Yeah. But I mean, like you say, both the Old Firm could be in the Champions League next year, which would be great for Scottish football, get the spotlight back on. And obviously the money filters down in through the league, so it'd be great all around for everyone. Scottish Cup draw, we'll talk about the Scottish Cup match against Annan in a minute, but the Scottish Cup draw was last night. Can you believe with all those teams in it, there wasn't one derby got pulled out?
I know.
We should have you back doing the draw.
Oh, never again. But I think it's an alright draw for us, Rangers. Aye. I think We should be all right there.
I mean, out of all the teams left in it, I mean, Dundee, ideally you would have had Dundee at Ibrox, but, going away to Dundee, you've got a good record up there. Dundee United, Celtic as well will be to Dundee United. But yeah, it was just, I couldn't believe it. Even like Motherwell versus St Mirren, which I know is not technically a derby, but that still didn't even get pulled out. It was unbelievable. So it means maybe you'll get a big derbies in the semi-finals at least. Wait and see how they goes. That'll be played on the 12th of March, those games. So let's get to it then, and how you managed to get into that quarter-final draw. It was away to Annan, 3-0 Rangers. Completely changed 11 from the previous game against Hibs. What did you make when you saw the starting lineup, Scott?
To be fair, it was I know it's like a completely different change, but that's still a strong team.
Yes.
So you see some of the boys. I was glad to see Helander back, though. I mean, I love Helander. I think we've badly missed him.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good to see him get settled early, get a goal, and then settle us right down. Nothing to worry about, really. I
was a wee bit nervous with the lineup, to be honest with you, just because there was that many changes, and then you've got to take in consideration. Because hold on, did Sands start?
Sands started. Yeah.
Just you're thinking a pairing that's never happened before and stuff like that. I was a wee bit. I wouldn't say I was nervous, but I thought, we better know what we're doing here. And obviously, taking into considerations, we're in Annan, it's on that pitch, the weather. I just thought, this could be a dodgy one. So when Helander scored in opening, what did he score in the 4th or 5th minute? It did settle the nerves, because there was that kind of, is this going to be all right here? And I must admit, right from the get-go, but it was amazing how just the attitude of the players, because we've been joking about Aaron Ramsey playing in Turin, coming to Annan. You're looking at the weather, you think, is he going to be up for this? But he was right from the get-go, right in about it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Wait, I mean, you were surprised at that, or were you just like that? You'd expect of a professional. He's not a super. He doesn't. He's this amazing superstar, world superstar, and then he goes into Annan and then just does the job very professionally.
Well, look at his Instagram post after it. Under the lights at Galabank. As if I was pissed myself for that. Under the lights at Galabank tonight. I thought, fair fucks to you, man, brilliant.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a horrible day. Like you saw on the TV pictures. My brother's a cameraman. He was down.
Was he there?
And you said it was fucking horrendous.
Was he stealing any balls? No, apparently they lost about 10 balls.
There was 10 balls.
Something about that. I know.
There was wee boys waiting outside the ground that were running up their tops and bolting in the street with them.
We used to do that at Stenny Muir, like when the stand was getting constructed at the back of Stenny Muir. You used to be able to go up and watch the games on the mound. Like, and when the boss came over like that, you were like, right, we'll have that down the park with that.
I love that.
You want for Stenny's listening? So, 11 changes.
I've wrestled at Stenhousemuir, I'm sure.
You
have. The park.
Yes, you have.
I've seen you wrestle at Stenhousemuir.
Was you there?
Mrs. Grandslave's right round the corner for it.
Was you there? We were going to Tea Park that night, and there was a big corfu. Here's me and my pals. And I wrestled Jess in the middle of the pitch, man. See, because my pals were there, I was like, we'll go into the crowd. And I think I stood in tappy at the dugout. No, the dugout, but right next to the dugout. And done a rolling slice to Jester. In front of my pals, kind of as if to say, we wink as if to say, I'm off my fucking head. Anyway, I'm sure they gave me a tap. Stenhousemuir with Grado at the back of it.
There you go. Shout out to Stenny. Making his debut, we talked about Helander, obviously eased the nerves with the goal straight on. Ramsey, under the lights of Galabank, he's made all his dreams come true. Another boy making his debut who looked quite good for you was right back was Zakowski. Impressed by his performance?
I think he looked safe, didn't he, Scott?
Aye, looked steady. Like as you say, it's hard to gauge it because it's against Annan.
Aye.
But he looked all right. I mean, it's easy for what you come into, as Grado said, the park down there. Mm-hmm. What is it? The conditions that they were in against boys that are just in your face by minute one. I thought he'd done all right, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a couple of decent balls. Ruth maybe should have done better with the ones that landed to him. Talking of Ruth, again, good goal for him on the turn. Keeper didn't have a chance for that one, really. Mm-hmm. Impressed by him?
I didn't understand the criticism of Roofy.
He gets a wee bit of stick, Scotty, doesn't he?
See, for a second striker, he's got a goal rate of like 1 in 2 games. What more are you wanting from him?
Aye. No, yeah. I think it's because I don't know. It's because we've got Morelos and we've got Sakala. I mean, to me, he's a kind of, I don't know. Would the rank to say kind of puts me in mind of like a Kuzan type of kind of striker.
It reminds me of like I think it's because a lot of folk slot him because he's no Morelos.
Aye.
He doesn't get in folks' faces. Nah. He's no hustle and bustle. Like, but I don't ken. I like him. I like Ruth.
He's a different type of player to Morelos, though, isn't he? He comes off. He looks the turn. Likes the ball in at his feet. He's a different type of player for Morelos, but he's certainly a different option for you up front.
I agree. That's something that you need that in football. If you've got 3 strikers that are the exact same and it's not working, how can you change it?
Sakala, you mentioned there as well, scored the 3rd one. We're all saying it's a cross, yeah?
I think it was a cross. I mean, but the reaction, the best bit about that was the reaction on the bench. You see that, John? Roy Mackay?
Aye, Roy Mackay pissed
himself, man. I mean, he was in tears of laughter.
He was loving it, Big Roy, wasn't he?
Oh, he was loving it. But that's just, you can tell how loved Sakala is in that squad. Yeah. You can tell. I mean, he just looks as if he's fucking having a ball, Sakala. And he just puts a smile on your face, doing the celebration.
Aye, big Ronaldo. He did the big Ronaldo celebration.
Brilliant, man.
Is this Sakala's gimmick now?
This is his new gimmick.
He's copying other people's celebrations.
Aye. I hope nobody's getting his ear to do the Gaza one pre-season when they signed. Imagine that.
Imagine. The Robbie Fowler one on the byline.
Aye. To be fair, it's a good gimmick, isn't it? It's a good gimmick. Stealing other people's celebrations. I quite like this. Footballers with gimmicks. I love it. So let's talk about the young boys that came off the bench. I mean, it was kind of cameo, last half an hour. Alex Lowry, we've seen it already. Really been impressed by him. Again, came off the bench, made an impact, I thought. I mean, the game was put to bed. I mean, the second half was a bit nothing because it was like the game was put to bed. Let's just see this out. What did you make of McCann for the 20 minutes that he was on?
I thought he looked all right as well. Looked bright. John, as you're saying, it's the game's our way. It was just an opportunity to get these boys on, get a wee run out, see what it feels like. But I was impressed.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, I kind of missed the last 20 minutes. I'm kind of talking shit here. I missed the last 20 minutes. He was bright.
He was bright.
I was in the kitchen, man, with a bottle of red wine making steaks, but anyway.
Did you see, Scotty, were you on a ride at this point?
No, I was getting summoned to my dinner at that time.
Right, okay.
I was on the magic first.
We'll forget about the last 20 minutes of the game then. We'll just say, right, just edit this bit and say the young boys did very well when they came on and performed very, very well. I just saw the highlights. People that have been getting on the back, you look on Twitter, again, there's a bit of the guns are out for Itten and Scott Wright, aren't they? They seem to be. They've come into the team and they got a wee bit of they should be doing more against Annan. The kind of is the thoughts there. I mean, Itten in fairness, he only came on for the last kind of half hour anyway.
But I think he's just not good enough, John. Yeah. If we're being honest, kind of living off that Motherwell game, we kind of pulled us out the shit house, if that's a term, last year. But he's just it's no Rangers class. Scott Wright, man, it's kind of gotten as well because remember last year I really hadn't even taken any notice of Scott Wright before he signed for Rangers, and then the first couple of games you're going, wow, what a sign, by the way, because you're thinking where did he come from? But all fart and shite, really, and it's the end product.
Yeah, 100%. I think Scott Wright's the more frustrating one.
It's sad, man.
He looked like he was going to be brilliant. I don't know if he's maybe better kind of coming off the bench more, but Itten's no for me. Yeah. I usually give players a chance, but nah.
Clock ticking on their Rangers careers. Then do you think both of them?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not. Itten was recalled to come and try and do something, but he's been murdered.
Aye, it just I just don't know why we didn't keep Defoe to the end of the season and Itten. There's no reason for it. Aye, but anyway, that's by the by. This is football, John.
It's football, Grado. It's football. I guess you were that comfortable. Morelos wasn't even the bench.
No, you don't need Morelos.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. Why did his face tripping him? Christ, down there.
I'm sitting in the dugout in Annan.
I'm sitting in the dugout, man.
It would be worth it.
He'd be laughing at that goal. Do you think he'd be laughing at Sakala's celebration?
He'd be sitting on our face like Fizz going, why the fuck am I here? After the match, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, we decided the match in the first half. I'm happy with the result and all the players.
It was good.
It was good.
It was good, yes, it was good.
We're into the next round and have no injuries, so it's a good day for us. I'm happy to Aaron Ramsey get an hour under his belt, and also Philip Hollander and Stephen Davis. Aaron Ramsey gets the hour on the belt. Like you said, Philip Hollander came back. It looked like he hadn't missed a step, really.
I know, man.
First of all, before we get into the Dortmund match, I'll first of all get your Rangers Daft and your Rangers Daft rated for that week.
All right then.
For that week.
I guess you can include the Hibs game in that as well, because we've not spoken Rangers Daft since then.
God, that's a hard one, isn't it?
I'm struggling here.
I really am. There's because it was two different teams as well. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to kind of pick.
I'll go Big Phil, the comeback man.
Aye, there you go.
Right, so he's your Rangers Daft rated, and Rangers Dafty.
We'll go Charlie McCann because he sounds like he done fuck all the last 20 minutes.
So what's next? Next is back to Europa League action in Germany against Dortmund.
In Dortmund.
It's Alan McInally here.
With Borussia in Dortmund.
In Borussia in Dortmund.
Good. Personal friend of mine.
How are you feeling about this, boys?
It's a free shot for me. See, honestly, more interested for the weekend, John. As I said, it's going to be a hard game. Is Haaland playing? Is he going to be fit in time?
Well, that's the question, Grado. Could be. He's saying he could be available. But he's coming back from a groin injury and could be available. You'll be hoping he isn't, I'm guessing.
John, I'm just going to enjoy the occasion because we've not really spoke about it. Don't like to speak about it, but yesterday was 10 years for the day that it all went tits up. Remember the day?
Didn't want to mention it. No.
You know, I was going up to Glasgow to spend Valentine's Day with my then girlfriend, and we got off at Paisley. To go to Ibrox. I went to Ibrox.
Did you really?
Aye.
Were you outside?
We want answers!
Where's the deeds? Where's the deeds?
See, when I think about it now, man, I mean, I was only, what would I been, 23 at the time? It was a horrible day. I told you remember the guy, the big house must
stay open? The big house must stay open. Was it the soul?
Aye, he died. But anyway, let's no thing we on that, but when you think about it, it just shows you how far we're coming. We're in Europe after Christmas. We're playing one of the best teams in the world, so it's just one of the ones where you're just going to enjoy it, and hopefully everybody keeps fit for the weekend. Although, Scott, have you heard of the WhatsApp rumour?
No, what is it?
Roof, Sakala, and Kent. Now, bear in mind as we go into press with football, Rangers Daft. This is just a WhatsApp rumour, but it seems to be ground arms and legs. But Kent, Sakala and Roof apparently no travelling because they're no double jabbed.
Really?
Which again, I'm not really too fussed about because I'd rather keep the likes of Kent and for Sunday. But you know,
really, wow. I mean, you want to surely progress though, Grado. You want to put up a fight there, you know?
Aye, but we're being realistic. Obviously, we want to put up a fight, but look at our record against German teams. I think we've in the last how many years? Here
we go. I've got stats here for you. Rangers have lost 7 of the last 8 away games against German opponents in European competition. The last one you won was you beat Bayer Leverkusen in the UEFA Cup in 1998.
I was meant to go to the Bayer Leverkusen return leg.
Was you?
I still waiting on my fucking money back.
You're joking, really?
Mate, we booked it through some shoddy hang on Sky Scanner, eh? Just ended up patching it. It's not even worth the hassle.
No.
No, that's it. Because they've still got the funny thing. It's like 10,000 fans? Dortmund as well.
Oh, have they?
Oh, I don't know, mate. I mean, my mate's gone. He's gone.
Maybe I'm talking shite then. I wouldn't be certain.
No, you could be right. I've just no. I've no.
I know there's an away support going to the game. There's certainly an away support going. How many that is, I don't know. But Haaland, talking about him, you'll be hoping he's not back. He's got 23 goals and 20 appearances in major European competitions. So you'll be hoping he's on. I tell you what, who might be back, who was brought back at the weekend there against Union Berlin, Matt Hummels, looks like he could be making his way into the lineup. He was brought back in there.
Is Grado fit?
Is Guerrero fit? I believe he might be, yes. Are you just liking this player because he's called Guerrero? Grado.
No.
Cheats, lies and steals his way on the pitch.
Five-star performance.
5-star. So at the weekend there, it was they got a result there against Union Berlin. And my kind of brighter note for Rangers is they've lost 2 of their last 5, including one against St Pauli, who are kind of lower league in the cup. They got beat 2-1 in the cup. So there is a chance.
Oh man, there always is a chance. Look at Lyon 2007.
Yeah.
Surprise results. But that's why I'm saying I'm not going to be too disappointed.
You want to keep the tie alive, though, Grado, and get it back.
100%. You want to. I mean, nothing each 1-0.
2-1.
I would take that. It'd be good to get a goal there. But
that's a shame. You see, like you were saying about like Haaland and Hummels not being fit. See, from a selfish point of view, that's the boys I want to see.
You want to see them? I want to see them at Ibrox. You're right.
Aye. That's just the first kind of glamour tie, if you could call it. Well, it is a glamour tie. They're a massive team. But that's the first one we've had since coming back to Europe, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that Europa League and the teams that are in it now. Barcelona versus Napoli's happening on Thursday. Do you know what I mean? Which is unbelievable. So with Grado's WhatsApp rumour, do you think Ramsey and Hollander have a chance of starting that game?
I don't think Hollander can play. He's known as the Euro squad?
Is he not putting the Europa squad?
Do you know anything about that squad? No.
Right. Nah, I don't know, mate. It was the shouts Alford tonight. No got a scuba.
I don't. Ramsey. I'd like to see Ramsey play, but a lot of people say he's a wee bit off the pace in terms of fitness wise and stuff like that. But you want to see he'd be choking to play.
Yeah. Maybe, do you think this may be a wee bit too early for him? Maybe he gets a shout.
We've only got him for fucking another fortnight or something.
Aye. I think that's the game. That's the games to get him up to speed, eh?
Aye.
Yeah. I
would be more comfortable putting him in a game like that, where it's like...
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Instead of a game in a league where, you know, we desperately need to win and we're taking a risk and playing him if he's no fit, I'd rather... play him on Thursday night.
I am the same. 60 minutes if he's fit. Take him off. If they can't do that, fine.
Hollander is in the European squad, Grado. Just check that.
Oh, yes? I'm sure I read otherwise.
I have read that, unless I'm looking at last season's. No, I'm not.
All right, okay.
So I think he is down there from what I can see. Ramsey, would you start with him? Or, I mean, competition in midfield for Rangers, that's where it's at, really. I mean, it's so tough to get into that midfield. Who would you start then? What's your starting 11, Scott?
Starting 11. Right, McGregor, I would still go. Bassey, Helander, Goldson, Tav. See, it depends who he plays. I think Lundstrom and Kamara are too hard to get out the new.
And then what's the crack with Ryan Jack?
Well, exactly. He was in. I don't know if he's fit, eh?
Well, I mean, we don't know if Hollander's got. It's one of the ones, isn't it? I don't know.
Aye. There's just the same with the whole thing with Kent, because if Kent wasn't playing, you'd go right Sakala there. If Sakala's not playing, then I don't know.
So your backtrap, Philip Hollander was actually dropped from the European squad, so he can't play. So
right, so it's Barisic and Bassey.
There you go.
Balogun.
Is Balogun fit?
This is the most informed Rangers podcast ever.
Right, Shagger and goals, Tav, Goldson, Bassey and Barisic. And then if praying that Jack's fit, I'd play Jack and Lundstrom together. And then Kent, if he's fucking Kent, Aribo, Ramsey, Morelos up front.
Aye.
Yeah.
But we don't listen. Actually, we've really when it comes. Well, so we've got injuries, we've got fucking jabs, we've got Euro lists. We don't know. It's taking a stab in the dark here, that. It really
Listen,
is.
guys, I'm not a Rangers supporter. I come for you for this, or I come for you for this.
I know about that when it's fucking Tav, Jamie Sands. You know what I mean?
Charlie McCann.
Right, okay. We'll see what the team was. It could be anyone. We don't know. We're completely ill-informed. Scott's been at Euro Disney. Grado missed the last 20 minutes because he was steaming drinking a bottle of red wine at the weekend. We're all over the place this weekend on Rangers Daft. But I'm sure on Twitter you'll let us know what your starting 11 is. So score predictions for the game then. What are you going for? Could it be anything?
Okay. Heart one each. He says 2-0.
2-0. Scott?
I was going to say the exact same. I thought I won one each and a 2-0. As you say, as long as it's respectable and we're still in it, take them back to Ibrox and we'll see what happens for there.
Yeah. Onwards then to the weekend, Sunday, Dundee United away at Tannadice. Obviously, that is the only, well, aside from the Celtic game, the only loss you've had this season was up there. What do you think of this? Dundee United they're picking up, they went through a real sticky patch, but that's 2 wins in the last 2 games. Before that, they had 2 draws. They're kind of picking up a wee bit of pace again. What do you make of the United game at the weekend?
I know. You score first, you win the game, I think, because they didn't score many, but...
No, they don't. They don't.
I think people play against.
Tony Watt obviously just signed, scored a couple for them. Always a threat in behind Tony Watt. So I guess that's why he was signed. But I mean, it's always been a tough place, Tannadice, for Rangers to go to, hasn't it?
Aye, definitely. As I say, as long as we come out a Thursday night injury free and we're head screwed on for Sunday and we play the way that we're playing the last couple of games since after the game at Parkhead, we should be all right. But my head will be in my mouth unless we score early. A couple of goals early.
Yeah.
2-0's no yes to anybody. I want 3-0 at fucking... I mean, really, it's getting to that time. It's always been like that right for the start, but the nerves, man, it's actually brutal because of this title, the title challenge and all that. It's going to be absolutely murder. I'm not getting to sleep Saturday night.
It's nip and tuck, it really is. I mean, speaking, I think, both sides of the old firm, it's all the way to the wire, I think, this season, isn't it? I think we're going to have last couple of games going right down to the wire, and I think obviously the old firms are going to be so important in that. So yeah, score predictions for that one, boys. Do you think there'll be... I'm assuming they'll put out it's going to be a strange one. Like Grado says, it's a hard one to call. Do you save some boys back for Sunday, or do you just go all out against Dortmund and then chop and change the side for Sunday?
Yeah, I would rather the opposite. I'd rather, as Grado says, like the Ramses and the Helen. See the folk that aren't fit, give them a run out against Dortmund and go against Dundee United, because as you say, that champion again, it's obviously you'll not win the league on Sunday, but fucking drop points can be costly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Aye, absolutely. Definitely. It's, as I say, I forgot what I was going to say. Edit this back down. I can't remember what I was going to say. I was thinking about, I was starting a diet in the morning. I just realised when I finish this, I've got to pick up the meals for it. I just came into my head. Yeah, there we go. I've got ADHD, Scott. This is what happens, man.
Sorry.
And IBS.
What's IBS got to do with it?
That's because because I'm gluten free, mate.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Since when?
2014.
Well, you've never been gluten free.
Exactly. That's why my body's taking a fucking tanking, man. Because I'm always taking Imodium. I'm always taking gimmicks to stop me for shitting, but I need to stop taking them.
Right. Okay. But I don't know what that's got to do with Rangers. But, so, okay, so what's the score predictions going to be for the Dundee United game?
I'll go for 3-0 Rangers.
3-0 Rangers away at Tannadice.
I'll go 2-0 Rangers.
And that's it from Rangers Daft for this week. It's been very ill-informed this week. I think we've missed Stephen on this week.
I know, man. I honestly struggled doing it with him. He can't...
Grado, I think you did. Sasa Papic, just remember, you're Sasa Papic. Consistent performer, mate.
With the Reno McGann, or the Scenic, remember that? The Reno Scenic? Actually, Papic back in my tap. Anyway, I need to go, man.
Right,
talk to you.
Great talking to you, Grado. We'll have you back on Football Daft on Friday. We'll have Chris back on there. Vote on your swanky moment. Oh, no, it's not a swanky moment. Just your Football Daft moment of the week online right now. Grado, can you mind what you put up again?
Arbroath.
Well done, Ricky Little. Arbroath performance. We also had up there, I put forward from the listeners, Hamilton after all the Hamiltons playing at Hamilton. Stevens played to the crowd again. Morelos' form is out on the lead at the moment. It's 65%, fuck's sake. And Tony Watt's way down at 3%. So get voting if you want to get your favourite up. Scotty, what are you voting on in that one?
I've already voted Morelos.
Obviously you have. Right. So you'll find out what the winner will be on Football Daft this week when we're back on the main podcast. In the meantime, continue to subscribe, rate, review, do all that on Apple or wherever you get your podcast. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your informed analysis this week. You're putting fucking all these BBC pundits to shame.
Anytime, bro.
Brilliant. Until next time then, I'll have the final word.
We are the people.
We are the people.
Audio Frontier.